Alright, hello friends, family, fiber artists, and filmmakers, and those who just found their way to my corner of the internet. I'm Michelle, this is Salem Does Yarn. I also go by Salem, but Salem's actually my kitty cat. Yeah, and this is just my little place to hang out. I'm still dealing with this sinusy stuff. That's probably not gonna stop until like winter time. Just a heads up. And my nose is slightly bleeding right now, so I'm just having to check every. I don't sit in a chair correctly. I'm sorry. We'll fix that. There we go. But I can finally breathe out of my nose, which is great. The only issue is the stuff that allows me to breathe out of my nose also causes slight nosebleeds every once in a while. So I'm just slightly sniffly still. But it's all good. Thank you guys for letting me take... Let's see, I was going to stream Thursday, I think. For those of you who don't know, I suffer from chronic migraine. And I woke up severe migraine on Thursday and decided that I just could not stream. So thank you guys for letting me take that day off. So I'm thinking what's going to happen with this channel is we're going to do... There's just so much noise going on. A motorcycle just passed and it was very loud. Let me adjust so I don't have to keep adjust. I have until I can get into the eye doctor to get my glasses actually adjusted. I got the little slippy things. I need to get them adjusted before I go to Disney so they're not falling off my face all the time. But anyway, what's going to happen with this channel? So I think I'm going to stream randomly throughout the week. But Sundays at 1 o'clock are the for sure streams. Those are the ones where we do what I've done this week. I'm also going to start my TikTok back up again because I have a TikTok. I have like 5 videos. So if you check it out right now, it's like super barren. But my customers from my Etsy have been posting on TikTok about the little frogs that they're getting and tagging me in them. And I'm super jealous because they have more followers by posting videos of my frogs than I have. I've got a bee trying to get in my... That's not even a bee, that's like a yellow jacket trying to get in my room. But they got more followers than I do. And they're posting cute little videos of their frogs that I made. So I'm gonna start posting TikTok videos again. I'm so sniffly, I'm so sorry. I watched parts of my last stream just to make sure I sounded okay. And, like, I'm so sniffly and sinusy. I'm just so sorry, guys. My duckies are quacking. Which they don't quack. Unless something's wrong, but I can't see them out my window. But yeah. So, that's what's been going on this week, is I had migraines. I went and hung out with 3 Marie on Wednesday. That was so much fun. And 3 Marie, if you get to watch this later, I know she's at a craft fair right now. So she might not get to watch this until later, or if she watches it all. So if you watch this, I'm sorry. I'm super awkward in person. Thank you for offering so many drinks. I should have accepted one because I was super dehydrated the next day. Next time I will remember to bring water. And I will hang out again. We just pulled all those stitches out. It's okay, guys. Knitting is flexible. And we're back on track. Okay. I will remember to bring water next time, because I was just too awkward to accept a drink from her. And I was just really dehydrated, and the fluorescents were giving me a headache. And that's why I didn't stream on Thursday. So we will hang out again. I'm not sure when. I've got an art walk coming up in July 8th. Oh, I've got all sorts of notifications. I don't care. Okay. July 8th is my next art walk. I think I got a sneeze, but I'm not 100% sure. Snifflies. Okay. So another little admin-y thing, and this is a challenge to you guys too, is a self-care thing that I'm trying to commit to myself. Is instead of calling myself stupid, and instead of calling things stupid, which I do all the time, and you probably do it too, and without even realizing it, I used to have geese, and I would call them Hong bird brains whenever they acted stupid. And so instead of calling myself stupid, which is very, like, demoralizing. That's not the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Anyway, which really kills the self-esteem. Let's just say that. I just call myself a Hong Kong bird brain. So anytime that you feel like calling yourself stupid or you've done something silly, find something else to call yourself, and you'll see how much you call yourself stupid or call something stupid, and it's very eye-opening. Okay, there's a Snapchat notification that doesn't even matter. I keep Snapchat for like 2 people, but I get these notifications all the time about, like, watch this, and it's very annoying. I was doing fine with the snifflies until I started live streaming. I don't know what it is. Anyway, do you guys want to see what I've made this week? We'll set down this project. I'm working on a pink chickadee. So let's start. We're gonna pause the music, that way I don't get copyrighted. Let's start with orders. I had 5 Froggy orders that had to go out this week. There's the Froggies. One is I don't know if you can see them better that way. Kind of. One is a celebration frog, one's a spring frog, 2 are water spirit frogs, 1 is a blue rainbow frog, which I no longer offer because I have to dye up more yarn for it, and I don't know if I can dye up the yarn again. We'll see. One of the blue spirit frogs got adopted by this super awesome lady. I won't reveal names, or I try not to reveal names, but the frog's name is Walter, and she made a sweater for him and a pouch for him, and Walter's going off to college with her and all sorts of stuff, and so I've been chatting with her a lot, and it's been awesome. Tea break. A reminder to take a sip of something every time I say tea break. That way you can stay hydrated too. Snifflies. Okay, so we got a full bucket this time, guys. Okay, so let's start with small stuff. We'll start with these little guys. So I make the big chickadees, and then I'm making some keychain chickadees. So, I'm still getting used to the camera. So there's a little yellow keychain chickadee. And there's a little blue keychain chickadee. I think these guys are so cute. I love them. Let's see. So you guys saw my last live stream. I finished the crow one. And I had almost finished the blue one. So I think that, like, the live stream will start next week's. And then we do a catch-up. Yeah, you guys get it. So, blue chickadee. I'm gonna run out of space on my desk. And a little crow chickadee. I love these guys. I'm gonna have to make one for myself. And then I'm doing 3 of each color, 10 colors. I'll show you guys what it looks like on its stand in just a minute. So we got 2 of the pink. I'm finishing up the pink right now. I finished, so white is done. I finished up one of the white last week. 3 blue. Which I actually knit, I believe, all 3 at 3 Marie's on Wednesday. I knit a lot at 3 Marie's. Thank you for letting me go and hang out. By the way, 3 Marie, definitely gonna come and get more work done. Oh, it shows up blue. But this is purple. Purple. Orange. And green. Red and yellow were made last week. Yeah, I showed them off last week, so those are also there. Let me finish showing off what I've made this week, and then I'll show you guys the little stands. Okay. And then the 2 trans pride bees. I'm doing 2 of each of the 4 pride bees that I'm doing, which is rainbow, trans, vine pan. Simply because there's a lot of flags and my stand is not going to hold all the flags. Plus I want to do a whole bunch of the classic bees. And then flip-floppies, the pan. That's a lot of yellow on that one. And bye, which we'll make another one on stream today, if I got some time. My purple just does not show up. A little bit there. You can kind of see some difference. And then the 2 big stuffs I got done this week is, yeah, Fat Fish Nemo. He is so cute. I'll have 3 of these guys, and then a blue fish. I really think they're cute. Pardon me. And then, when I had a migraine, I was working on this guy. I love this. This is using the Celebration yarn that I used for my Celebration frogs. So you can tell more of the color here. Octopus. So cute. I love it so much. I'm only going to have this one in this color this time. I'll have a couple more octopi, but this is the only one going to be in this color. I don't know if I should give it blush or not. I'm still debating. But that's what I got. Keychains and those guys later. Okay. And then we went thrifting. And I moved my computer slightly. I put some stuff up on my wall. So I was hoping to slightly get those. We went thrifting, so I spray painted. And the spray paint did not want to stick to this one. It's all bubbly. But it works super well to hold my cards. Because right now, all my cards are just laying flat, and people constantly asking me for cards. So I figured that's cute. And then if you have me on Instagram, you saw my poll. And paint one. So we painted it. This will hold my froggies. I don't have any. Oh, I missed like a whole bunch on the bottom. It's fine, no one's gonna see. No one. Anyway, I don't have any froggies to put on it right now because I haven't made any craft fair froggies because I've been working on order froggies, but my shop will be closed down Wednesday or Friday. I haven't decided quite yet. It depends on how my wrists are feeling because right now I'm like slightly tensed up throughout here. Just because normally I take a couple days off between craft fairs and orders and stuff, and I have not done that this time. I knit straight through because I did not close my shop last time. So I'm going to close my shop for about 2 weeks this time to give myself a little bit of a break, work on some pattern demos because I would love to be able to. This came out. I would love to be able to offer you guys some free patterns, so I'm going to work on the chickadee pattern first, because that one's going to be the simplest. And maybe get some pattern testers for that and stuff. And then, I'm disturbing the kitty cat because these are laying on my bed. And then this, for my chickadees. I don't have the bee stand yet, or I do, but it's not done yet. So maybe I'll show you guys that next week. But this is what the chickadees, if you don't have me on Instagram, that's what the chickadees look like, all sitting on it, and it's so cute. Oh, the colors get so blown out on this, I swear. It's because I have all of my windows open. I don't know what my chickens are doing. Speaking of chickens, I'll show you this. One of my chickens decided that she needed to bury herself. Macy. But chickens take dust baths to get rid of ticks, fleas, mites, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, this is 2 chickens and then a chicken in a hole. Look at her staring at me. Cinderella's the white one that's in front. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week. It's been storming a lot, which is okay. Our garden needed it because it's been like 80 degrees recently. 80 to 90. I think I even made it above 90 one time. Not sure. But we went through a dry spell, like forest fire type dry spell. I'm in West Virginia, by the way. And pardon me. And anyway, so we needed the water. But I have several animals that hate thunder. So it's just not a great combination. And it's coming up on 4th of July, which is never a great time of year if you have, like, sensitive dogs like we do. We need a tea break. That's a good tea break. Okay. Anyway, last year, I spent like 3 days in the bathroom just playing the loudest music that I could find. Trying to distract our dogs from the music or from the fireworks. Yeah, we know words. 26. We know words. from the fireworks. And last night, even though it was raining, our neighbors decided to light off sparklers after midnight. It was great. I love it. It's wonderful. I have the best neighbors. Right now they're like weed eating around my fence. Like, that was the Beanie Babe. So I don't know if you guys can see him, but the pink octopus thing is holding a whole bunch of like different art tools. My sister actually drew it out for me and I painted it. And it says I love crafts. It's not really the aesthetic we're going for, but it's kind of cute. And then the one I got at the Renaissance Fair is underneath it. And then the mushroom leather thing. I'm looking at redecorating my room probably after the next craft fair art walk. I got a couple art prints coming in, so, and maybe I'll get a couple at the art walk. So that'll be cool. I got 5 orders to do this week, and I've been really bad, and I've not done any of them, and I would do them on live stream, but I don't know how many people are visual learners, and it's paid for pattern, and I'm really afraid that people would be able to copy it. And Dot Pebbles Knits has been kind enough to share it with, like, let us sell what we make from the pattern. So I don't want to have people copying the pattern without paying for the pattern. So that's why I haven't been knitting frogs. That's why I've been only knitting like things that I've made or I've made the pattern for. I'm going to adjust slightly. There we go. I lean on my knees when I'm knitting, which I know you're not supposed to because it really hurts your wrists. But yeah. I'm also not sitting in my chair correctly again. So there's that. It's why you guys see mostly like that side. I'm afraid to adjust too much. You guys can start to see like the bags on my walls. They're project bags. All of them are full. I haven't touched any of them in months. Yeah. But besides amigurumi, Blair Salem Moonstone, that's my kitty cat. But anyway, besides amigurumi, I also make socks a lot. And so I always have a sock project going. And I have like 4 or 5 shawls going. And 2 t-shirts, similar to the style I'm wearing right now. And a blanket. Two blankets. Yeah. And so my project bags are fairly full all the time. But I just have not had any time since becoming a stuffed animal knitter to knit on anything but stuffed animals. Oh, don't stop my music. I was like, what am I listening to? There's nothing. We gotta get some. Okay. I don't think you guys can hear that. Hopefully you can't. I just need a little background noise. Maybe I shouldn't be playing Disney. You know what? Yeah, Disney, like, will kill me. Let's... Okay. Back to Celtic Punk. I haven't seen my crow this week either. I've heard him a couple times in the yard, and I never catch him. He comes really early in the morning and really late in the evening. And I'm normally just busy, or I can't sneak out. Because if I sneak out early in the morning, then I wake the dogs up. And once the dogs are up, the whole household is up. And evening, I'm normally doing chores or fixing dinner. So, and like tonight, I probably need to run out and go get dog food. Because our German Shepherd's not, she's a Hong Kong bird brain. She's hyperactive. All German Shepherds really are. Seriously, German Shepherds are one of the most hyperactive breeds there are. But she's been playing until she throws up, which causes her to take in like 0 nutrients, and she's starting to like be nothing but skin and bones. Especially with the warmer weather we're having. And so we've been trying not to play with her, but then she's like insistent, like dropping her ball in your plate when you're eating, insistent. And so we've been doing wet dog food whenever our beagle is away, because our beagle's fat. She does not need wet dog food to try and get her some extra calories. Nosy cheese. Oh my goodness. Innovative. Okay. We're fine, I promise. I was outside playing with her before this. And so, like, my allergies are just absolutely killing me. It has been a rough year for allergies, guys. Like, seriously. Like, I take Zyrtec, and I take Nasacort, and, was it Flonase? I think Nasacort and Flonase back and forth. Whenever I run out of one, I just switch to the other so my body doesn't start developing immune to it. This was suggested by my doctor because I've been on Nasacort for so long. And I take 2 doses of Benadryl a day. And then now I'm having to take Vicks Sinex in order to even like breathe out of my nose. So and this has been since March. My allergies are just absolutely dying this year. I really need to go back to the allergy specialist in our area. But he's really hard to get into, first of all. And like every time I get into him, something seems to happen. Like last time I got into him, COVID hit. And so that couldn't happen. And the Vicks Sinex is great because it means I can breathe at night. But that's the one that gives me bloody noses fairly often. So, I don't know. It's nice to be able to breathe, though. distracted me. Speaking of breathing, let me just cough up a whole bunch of mucus. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, speaking of thrifting, look at these cute little... So I go through a lot of safety eyes. I got these at Gabe's, because they were on sale for like $4 each. And then that one. So I use 3 different sizes of safety eyes, in case you were wondering. I use a 5mm for my keychains. I use, I don't know if they're, I've tried measuring them a couple times. I don't know if they're 10 or 12mm. They're almost in between. I might just order 10mm and just make it 5, 10, and 15. Because 15 is what I use for most of my stuffies. These I just use for chickadees. So I might just do that. And then I use the big ones, the 15mm, for pretty much... What am I doing? I messed up somewhere along the way. We'll fix it around the next time around. I use 15mm for everything else. I started off with 5 needles. Now I'm down to 4. So I messed up, but it's fine. We'll fix it next time. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on each needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All I did was just, instead of picking up my next needle, I just knit straight across 2 needles. It's all good. You might hear my beagle whining at the door. It's fine. I'm the only one home right now, and so they're just slightly upset that I closed the door. I'm also expecting eyeballs and a couple other businessy things that I'm running out of, like, so, like, I package my, when I sell at fairs stuff, I give them the Orfanzo, whatever bags, and I was running a low on those, so I had to place another order. I didn't realize how expensive they were, but that's okay. Everyone loves them, and everyone loves to see, like, the things inside. It always brings extra customers to my stall. Pro tip for any crafter out there that's doing craft fairs: clear bags or mesh bags, or like interesting bags, always bring more people to your stall, because people will see them walking down the street with those, and they'll be like, where did you get that? And they'll be like, oh, that stall down there. And then more people come to your stall, and it's really nice. Tea break. You're gonna see the lipstick stain, sorry. The Bean Babe's digging. He's digging on carpet. It doesn't even matter. Let's see. Not much has happened this week, though. Besides going thrifting. Which which was a lot of fun. I found a frame and spray painted it, but like it wasn't as cool as I would like it to be. 11 by 14 is just a really hard size to find. I just could not find an 11 by 14 to save my life that wasn't going to cost me like an arm and a leg. And my card holder thing came from like a little store that was next to the Goodwill. And so that was Gabe's. Gabe's is probably where I'll get most of my office stuff. Because I really like the organizer thing for my eyeballs. And while I was there, I found like these little jar things that I was originally going to get for the eyeballs, but I realized just how many eyeballs I like carry. Even though I only carry 3 sizes, I like to have at least 100 eyeballs of each of the 3 sizes at a time. Because I go through eyeballs really quick. So yeah. So I got the bamboo ones instead. Which I might spray paint too. Oh, my chickens are throwing a fuss. But yeah, we're working on reorganizing. I might turn that shelf, since you guys can see it. I might move some of the bunny stuff down. Because it's only like hay up there. And I might move my turtles somewhere else. And I might I keep all my prototypes. So I might put a couple prototypes up there. I also make comics, and I made a little stuffy of my comic character. So I might put him back there. I have a couple other shelves, and then a whole, you guys saw like the corner of it last time and when I adjusted and stuff. I have a whole corner wall of bookshelves that I'm working on rearranging. I need to redo my yarn stash. And I try and go through my yarn stash every couple years and throw out and donate what I don't use. And so I might just need to do that. And that way I also know what I need to use up. Which means I might do some bigger projects. I don't know. I might also finish before. He doesn't look like much. But I promise you this is a frog. But it's like... My goodness. I have needles everywhere. It's like... much larger than my normal frogs. This is like... Yeah. Much larger than my normal frogs. So I might sell that one for a little bit more, and I might only do like one per craft fair. And I might like make a little crown for it. Crochet a little crown for it. And do like King Frog or Frog Prince. And sell it for maybe like $30 because my frogs normally go for $20. Speaking of prices, octopi had to go up by $5, and fish had to go by $5. So octopi are now 30. Oh, I'm so sorry. Octopi are now $30 and fish are now $25. This is simply for yarn costs went up, amount of time they take. Actually timed myself. The octopus took like 4 hours, so I had to go up to $30. is also a mirror, which I kind of hate. My sister suggests spray painting over it, but I don't know if spray paint's going to stick to a mirror. I might chip it out, because it looked pretty easy to chip out. This chickadee does not want eyeballs, apparently. Crinkles. Crinklies. I'm sorry. There we go. Eyeball 1. These things are so nifty. I definitely need a new one, because this one is so broken. I really think wood would be better. Or maybe a dizzing rod might work. Or yeah, in case you're not a spinner. Dizzing is where you pull fiber. There we go. Fiber through a little hole to make it into roving, which is what you spin up. So a dizzing rod might, or a dizzing stone might work better. So I might do that. I got stuffing up my nose. That might not work. I didn't catch as much. Darn. I lied. It's not in there safely. I don't know if we can fix that. Our eyeball popped off. Okay, we'll set that aside to X-Acto knife off later. Grab a new one. That was not the safety eye's fault, by the way. That was my own fault for not catching enough material underneath. I normally try and catch like 2 or 3 stitches. There we go. Once I put stuffing in though, it's really hard. There we go. There we go. You might want to go down one more on that one. Okay. We do a pull test on our eyeballs. I would hate for like a child to be playing with their eyeballs and it falls off. Eyeballs. We throw needles. Oh. And I had a cat underneath my table. I don't have very much room in here, so I bring a side table in to hold my yarn so I'm not running around. When I'm like streaming. And my cat has decided that that's the perfect place to lay down. It's very typical of her. It helps to make faces. Faces always help. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to try and publish this pattern by the end of July. We'll see how busy we get. You can see the little bit of bean. So this thing is starting a Patreon. Hold on. It's a tea break time. I do have water too. It's good to have a variety. I keep like 3 drinks open at a single time. Like I normally have like a water, something with flavor like tea, sometimes a juice. It's a different Instagram. I have like 4 Instagrams and I went to go delete them, like a couple of them, and I can't figure out how to delete Instagram accounts, at least. So there's that. Anyway, I'm thinking about starting a Patreon. That's the first thought. Thinking. And then I look more into it, and I think instead of Patreon, I'm gonna go with Ko-fi. Which, in case you don't know, Ko-fi is Kofi. It's very similar to Patreon, except it's not as hard to set up. I'm not required to make like so much content a month. It's less of a subscription service and more of a tip service. And the only reason I'm thinking about the Ko-fi is because for patterns and free stuff like that. I want to keep making that stuff for you guys. But we will wait until patterns start coming out. It's just a circle right now. It's not a circle, it's a sphere. Oh, bird brain. My only issue with writing patterns is I don't think of patterns or think in patterns. Because, like, give me like 2 seconds and I'll explain. One, I work with double point needles. And, like, it's a very old-fashioned knitting. Especially stuffed animal knitting. Most people do circulars. And I hate circulars. They wreak havoc on my wrists when I work this tiny. The magic loop method does not work for me. So, like, I do this method when I'm working in a circle to start off my double points, where I slip 2 from my 4. Oh, if I don't slip all of them off. And then I fold in half. And then I work I start working like that. Oh, where'd my camera go? Look at that. I don't know how to explain that in a pattern. So that's an issue. Also, any of my crafters out there who have wrist pain, this stuff is great. Where'd my camera go? There we go. This stuff is great. This is arthritis pain, but I was prescribed it for, well, I wasn't prescribed it. I was recommended it for carpal tunnel. But it also treats tennis elbow, just general pain, and numbness from crafting. And remember to take breaks, do stretches, like that hurts, ow. That's a stretch my doctor told me to do often. It opens up the nerve line. Because this is the nerve line that gets cut off when you're working like this often. But yeah, I don't know how to explain that motion in pattern form. Which is why I plan on doing like YouTube tutorials. And of course doing pictures. Maybe I just haven't read enough patterns, but like there's not a lot of knitting amigurumi out there. And what is out there is like flat. You knit flat and then you sew together. I just like my double points. Or a lot of people work in circulars. And I cannot work in like 9-inch circulars. 9-inch circulars are just, the needles are like that long. Like that long. How am I supposed to work with that? There's nothing to grip. And like the I think it's Judy's Magic Circle, something like that. Method, it does not work for me. I tried it with sleeves, and it's just so time consuming to like slip the loose amount of yarn or loose amount of cable through to the other side. It's not as instant gratifying and takes much longer. And so I just work with my double points, and they get all like tangly and stuff. I just don't care. My double points are just how I go. Now, I'm self-taught. And so I could be doing everything wrong. And I would never even know it. I purled wrong for, like, my purl stitches were twisted for 4 years before I knew that it was wrong. Because instead of yarning over, I was yarning under. For my purl stitches. What am I doing? I said purl stitching, so I did a purl stitch. But anyway. Guys, I'm supposed to be making wings. This is not how you make wings. I'm just sitting here talking away. I'm making another, no. I only need 3 needles for this. Which is great, because I just dropped one. I got caught up in talking. There's not even any viewers yet, and I just got caught up in talking to myself. I got caught up talking to the future viewers of like 7 of you. Thank you. Anyway. But like, yeah, I was doing purl stitches wrong for like 4 years before I realized that they were twisted. Because I'm just completely self-taught. Same goes with crochet. Like, I probably crochet so wrong. But I'm completely self-taught. It's probably why my wrists hurt so bad when I crochet. Because I probably hold a hook completely wrong. I ate lunch before I came to do this, and yet my tummy is growling like I haven't eaten anything. We're making wings. We only need 3 needles. We get 4 stitches onto each needle. And by each needle, I mean 2 needles with a working needle. We're doing great today, guys. I had a slight headache before this. I had to take some Excedrin. But I think it's because I don't think I had any caffeine yesterday. I might have had 1 cup of coffee in the morning. Tea break. We are sipping Earl Grey tea, by the way. And I will continue to say tea break no matter what I'm drinking, by the way. Yeah, so have fun with that. But I drink an energy drink. Alani. I like Alani's. They're low calorie. And they taste yummy. I like the tropical one, the tropical fruit ones. I don't like cherries, so I avoid all the cherry flavors. But I like the orange sickle flavored one and the tropical fruit flavored one. Those ones are yummy. The guava one is okay, and the peach one is okay as well. The watermelon one's pretty good. So I had more caffeine today. So that's probably why my head hurts just slightly. It's because I didn't have very much yesterday. And then I had a cup of coffee, an Alani, and now my cup of tea, which is black tea, which is caffeinated. Yeah. And so I took some Excedrin. And it's gone away slightly. My posture does not help. Like, if I actually sat up straight, sat right in my chair, like, but this is exhausting. So I prefer to slouch. And I knit into my knee. Like, I rest, and then I rest against the back, which is why I don't sit right. I lost sight of my lizard, too. My lizard was sunbathing on the back porch. I don't know what happened to him. It's no worry, he isn't completely enclosed. There's no way to escape. He's also 13 years old and the slowest guy you've ever met. So. He probably actually wants in. But it's only 2 o'clock and he's only been out for like 2 hours? 2 or 3 hours? And he normally stays out there all day. And he has food and water and stuff. I can't remember what my count is. Three Marie and I were talking about this the other day. Everyone is, like, as a crafter, you are so obsessed with your mistakes. But, like, no one's gonna notice. When people buy that object, no one's gonna notice that you threw an extra stitch in there. Or an extra row. Or that, like, the eyeball is slightly crooked. The only reason you notice is because you're a crafter. So the themes that I'm going for here in my office, we're just gonna change gears. Sorry, guys. Keep up. So the themes we're going for in our office here is crafty, obviously. Green. I still haven't got new scissors. I need to get new yarn scissors. Green, purple, and like an aqua-y blue. The purple of like the stands I showed you. I promise you, that's purple. I was making sure that the paint wasn't coming off. But yeah. Those are the colors that make me happy. We're going for like duckies, rabbits, frogs, snails. I found this really cute snail lamp. I want to get it. Let's see, snails, duckies, frogs, kitty cats, just like, and flowers, like just vibes, just very nice vibes. Hello, viewer, welcome. We're just chilling and hanging out today. I'm talking about what I would like in my office / bedroom, because we're working on revamping it at the moment. We're going with like greens, purples, blues, maybe a little bit of pink and yellow. More crafty stuff. I found these really cute paintings that they're like stylized knitting. And they're just very cool looking. So I might get some of those. I might knit up a couple things to put around my room. Everyone does pom-pom garlands, and I actually hate pom-pom garlands. I hate making pom-poms. I should get a pom-pom maker. I bet I would hate pom-poms less if I had a pom-pom maker. So not a pom-pom garland. Maybe like honeybees and flowers. I like daisies. So maybe something with that. Or not a frog garland. A frog garland would look cute, but I also feel like it would look like the frogs are hanging themselves, and I don't want that vibe. I can make lavender. Maybe lavender would be cute. My bedroom used to be completely lavender. When I moved back from college, before everything was back in the room, I actually painted lavender everywhere. And then I decided I needed to actually paint my room because it was like just dingy looking. Because I hadn't painted since we moved in like 7 years prior. And so I painted over all my lavender. So maybe I need to like just knit up and crochet up some lavender garlands and hang around. I don't know. I don't know what else I'd make. Leaves are cool. I really like the look of like leaf garlands. But I hate knitting leaves or crocheting leaves. They take absolutely forever. I'd really like a moss. I said I hate pom-poms, but I'd really like a moss rug made out of pom-poms. But like rugs on carpet just don't look good. To me at least. And my room is completely carpet. Plus I have animals in and out all the time and it'd be very hard to wash. So maybe not that. I do have an empty canvas. I want to like knit up something for the empty canvas and like staple it to look flat across the canvas. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. I definitely need more art prints, and I did order a couple art prints the other day that were on sale. Yeah, you can see him. It's like I don't know if you can see the bean bib, but he is like digging and like throwing a fit back there. And I'm gonna change up my shelves. So right now I just have like a whole bunch of like stuffed animals. I might put them in storage. I feel bad putting my stuffed animals in storage. But I might put them in storage and move some of my books around so I can bring more yarn out here. Because right now it's all stuffed in my closet. And have awful like where like you see something but you don't actually see it. So I can look in my closet for yarn and just not see it. And so I think moving it out here would fix that. At least moving the ones I work with the most out here. As well as more organization stuff. Most of my stuff is just laying around. I don't have much organization going on. I have a couple bins from Target that I really like, and I like the color, and it's all matching. It's like that color. And like it matches with, got a whole bunch of these. So I might do something with those. I also need to cake all of my yarn up, because right now it's in balls. Because that's all I had for a long time, was to manually roll everything in balls. I don't know if I can get better on screen. Okay. But everything was in balls. But now I have a yarn caker. And so, like, they don't roll around. You work from the center. It's really nice. And they stack really nice on surfaces. Ooh, I got buzzies. It doesn't matter. Buzzies don't matter. We're listening to Celtic Punk again. Because it's the only music I can play without being afraid that I would get copyrighted. Also, my sister told me I should warn people. The stabbing portion I should put trigger warnings on my videos. But this is like the best way to get yarn into a stuffed animal. And it also means like there's nothing to grab a hold of, nothing pulls out, there's a really long tail. I need to make prices for this next art walk too. I have too many creatures. Pardon me. Too many creatures to keep telling everyone prices. And I keep getting too busy to tell everyone prices. So I need to make actual price tags. Or at least signage that says what the prices are. Because I used to do that. And I used to have a really nice chalkboard that I did that on. But I think I've outgrown my chalkboard. I think I have too much for my chalkboard this time. This stage looks so funny. They don't have a face, they just have eyeballs. I gotta start thinking about fall. Like, I know it's like June. It's not even July yet. But the fall art walks are coming up. Yeah, I did. Hear them. Fall art walks are coming up. So I gotta think on what I'm gonna do. Pumpkins are always good sellers. Last year I did cauldrons. And I sold out of cauldrons every week, so I might do cauldrons again. The only issue is my local Joann's went out of business. And they were carrying the glow-in-the-dark yarn, which was awesome. But now my closest Joann's is an hour away. Like 45 minutes, an hour. So maybe I just need to go. Maybe I can buy online or drive there and just buy a whole bunch of glow-in-the-dark yarn. Because the glow-in-the-dark fishies also sold really well. I did skeleton fishies, and they sold super well. And I think glow-in-the-dark frogs would sell well. Now that I have a better handle of how to make the frogs. Glow-in-the-dark mushrooms always sell well. I don't know what else to make them. I wonder if I can make an octopus. Like a skeleton octopus, like I do the fishies. Ooh, sorry, I got close to the camera there for a second. I had to adjust my seating. I wiggle a lot. I need to make, like, a chair pad because I'm sitting in this chair a lot. But I wiggle so much. Oh, my nose itches. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. I'm fine. I absolutely love the sound of a pipe bag. At least when played right. Bagpipe. Oh my gosh, I said that backwards. We're fine. We're doing great. It's a pink chickadee. Last pink chickadee of this art walk at least. So let's go ahead and cross that one off. Where's my little... And cross off pink. Okay. Now let's do tea break. Let's do another bisexual bee. And then that way all of my pride bees will be done. And I just have to work on classic bees. Because I wanted to do 2 of each of the flags that I was doing. And then fill up the rest of my 15 bees with plain bees. Because I don't know what'll sell better. And then anything I don't sell will go up in my shop the next week. My nose is so itchy. Oof. 676 frame drops? That is so awful. That's like super slow speed. I am so sorry. I don't even know why it's that bad. I'm the only one home. It's the first time I did streamed, it was perfectly fine, and now all of a sudden everything is super slow. I don't know why. It's great. It's fine. I don't know what I want to do for dinner today. I've got to run out and get dog food, so maybe I'll pick up something while I'm out. I really want a salad. Yesterday, I really wanted to go to, it's called Almost Heaven, desserts and coffee? Desserts and something like that. My goodness, that was a loud bang. And I really wanted to go there for a panini. Because they have a goat cheese panini, and I've been wanting goat cheese like crazy. Because I really love goat cheese. And at the Ren Fair, I was really hoping to get goat cheese, and I did not get my goat cheese. I was very disappointed. But we ended up not going yesterday. So maybe, it's kind of expensive though. So they have a pumpkin shake, and I really want to try their pumpkin shake. There's really yummy stuff like dates and protein powder, and it just sounds really yummy. And it has almond milk, which I prefer. I don't like to drink cow's milk very often. Sometimes it makes my tummy gurgly. I don't think I'm lactose intolerant. I think it's just not my favorite. I prefer almond milk. But recently I had oat milk for the first time, and oat milk was really good. I had it in coffee, and I'm thinking I have to switch to oat milk, but it's more expensive than almond milk, which was another reason I switched to almond milk from classic cow's milk, because it's a cheaper option. It lasts longer in the fridge, and I don't drink milk very often, which I really should. I don't know. But at the Renaissance Fair, I had a cold brew with oat milk and maple syrup in it. And it was the best cold brew I've ever had. And I drink cold brew almost exclusively from, whenever we go out to get coffee. So to say, cold brew, it was one of the best cold brews I've ever had. It was really good cold brew. I really wish I would have got more. And I would have gotten like the coffee beans, but we don't have a grinder. And even if we did, we don't really use ground coffee. Pardon me. We use K-Cup mostly. Maybe I'll scoot back a little bit. There we go. I shook the camera. It's just gonna happen a lot, guys. My house is not very steady, so nothing is like very stable. Everything's on an incline, and so like moving just shakes everything. I'm trying to find a good distance where I don't feel like I'm reaching for everything, but like my hands aren't hidden by the corner or anything like that. Gotta do stretches. Oh. I have a little hand massager thing. Maybe I should do that tonight. I gotta do something, because if I don't do something or take a day off, then my hands will force me to take a day off. And being forced to take a day off is very frustrating. Because then I can't like write, I can barely pick up a fork, typing hurts. So it's important to take care of my hands. I just have to remember to take care of my hands. And I think this time at the Arts Walk, I'm gonna take something small to do. Maybe a frog? I don't know. But I'm probably not gonna work on it very much. I seem to get more people engaged with my table by standing up and talking. Like most of the time I just sit there and knit. So maybe I won't knit this time, so maybe I'll take the Saturday of the Arts Walk off, do my video Sunday, knit with you guys for a while, take most of Sunday off. Now, obviously, this is in a couple weeks. Like, I still got so much to do. Like, I got like 4 more octopi, 2 more fish. I still haven't knit a single frog or a mushroom person. It's great. It's fine. That's why we're closing down early this week, I think. I said on Friday, but I might close down earlier than that. I might close down like Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday. I just got a couple orders I need to get out, and of course I can get out orders after I've closed down my shop. But I hate freaking people out by closing down my shop. Well, putting it in vacation mode, and they see that their orders still have not been fulfilled. Tea break. And this one poor order has been waiting like an entire week, and I really needed to get to it. And I have not. And so, that's how that's going. I've been so focused on like craft fair knitting. Because during like the summer months, because West Virginia, our summer months are craft fair months. There's always craft fairs, yard sales going on every single weekend. from like April until October-ish. So that's our busy season. And so like this is when I make like craft fairs are when I make most of my money the summer months. And then Etsy kicks in for my down months. The months I don't have art walks. Which I really only do like the one craft fair a month right now. Next year I'm trying to get on with another organization to do 2 craft fairs a month or more. And then I probably will be closing down my Etsy for like a month at a time. That way I have time to make stuff. But I'm not sure yet how that's gonna work. I might open it just for customs maybe. Or just a handful of frogs, or not even do customs. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. I'm still figuring the whole business thing out. And like the whole tax thing, it's a headache and a half. And I still need to call the city I do the craft fairs in, their finance department, because they're trying to charge me a fee for doing business in their town. But I only do the one thing a month. And I do business in a different town the rest of the month. So I don't know what to do about that. But they have such odd hours. They're only open a handful of hours, Monday through Thursday. And like last week, there was 2 holidays, and so I wasn't able to get a hold of them. And I still need to register with my city. That way I can get on with like the citywide yard sale and stuff like that. Yeah. I wonder if I don't know if you guys get ads yet because I'm not affiliated yet. But if you guys do get, oh my gosh, there's a fly. He won't leave my flowers alone. Okay. Anyway, I wonder if frame drops, the ads count as frame drops. I don't know. I don't know how any of this works. It's great. It's fine. I did find out how to get cool stuff around the borders and stuff like that, so I might end up trying to do stuff like that some point when I have some time. I just haven't gotten there yet. 3 Marie was telling me how she got, like, it has like a follower bar and like goals and stuff like that. So I might try figuring out how to do that. But Twitch is interesting. And I figured out how to get it uploaded to YouTube finally, so it said 45 minutes before I started the stream. But I don't know how much how much internet bandwidth it takes. So, which could be where my frame drops are coming from. But we'll see. We'll see if that uploaded correctly. And my YouTube is where I'll do tutorials. Oh, the fly is back. He likes the flowers, but I don't like him. Anyway, yeah. And I'm gonna do a TikTok right after this and show what I did this week, because I really like watching the TikToks of people like throwing their stuff into a bucket and they're like this many frogs and this many whatevers, and yeah. So I'm gonna try doing that. Mind you, it's been like a year since I made my last TikTok. Ooh, my room changed colors. It's just a cloud passing by. It's fine. I'm all peely from Renaissance Fair, getting sunburned. It's starting to peel. It like mostly peeled off this week, but it's still itchy. I should have put sunblock on. Bird brain. They're playing What to Do with the Drunken Sailor right now. That was weird. It sounds like my gate is opening and closing, but I know that I put bricks in front of it, so it's not opening and closing. The chickens get to go out in the side yard during the day, and it's closed by the gate, so that we don't get predators at night. And I put bricks in front of it during the day so that the wind doesn't close it and cut off the chickens. But it sounds like it's opening and closing right now. This fly is absolutely driving me nuts. Can you see it? It's, oh my goodness. We're removing that for a while. See if you'll leave me alone. I don't want him to bug my tea either. So my tea might get moved. Tea break. I don't want to put that there. That was an awful noise. If you couldn't tell, my hair is absolutely curly. Like all the time. Even without the flower crown. And that's why it's so short. Because I don't want to deal with, my sister puts like all sorts of products and like tries to like maintain her curls with like silk sleeping stuff, and like I'm just not dealing with all that. That's like way too much energy. Sorry. Eyeballs. 15mm. Oh, you know what? I bet my gate was opening closing, but it wasn't the gate I thought it was. I bet it was the front gate. I'm expecting eyeballs today. It helps to make faces back at them, I promise. It doesn't help make them straight, but these ones are easier to pop on than my 10mm. I don't know if I have the wrong backing to the 10mm, because I did just find them. I have like a bag of eyeballs. When I had first started, I thought I was going to need all these different eyeballs. And like, I don't like the eyeballs. I don't like the sizes. a lot of them are not very secure. And so I just don't buy multi-packs anymore. I buy specific sizes that I use. Yeah, blue first. Okay. And so I don't know if I grabbed the wrong size backing, but I don't know. I don't know a lot of things, but it's okay. What is this? Okay. I feel weird without my flower crown on. I don't have another one, like, to grab a hold of real quick. Nothing's within arm's reach. And my smaller one's not even in this room. Because normally, like, day-to-day basis, I wear a smaller one. This rainbow. I'm thinking of my next craft fair, I might wear, like, the dress that I wore for Renaissance Fair, like the underdress. Because my dress was 2 pieces. I don't know, it depends on the weather. It's been super rainy recently. The Foster bunnies are in the garage right now, and I really want to put them back outside so they have more room to run. Because right now they're just stuck in Beanie Babe's old hutch, because it's 2 stories. So we were able to separate them, but like, I just feel bad because it's not like huge. And they've been stuck in there since it started raining because, like, house pet rabbits should not get too wet, or if they do get wet, they need to have a place to dry off. But the way that my mother has the kennels set up right now, they don't have a place to dry off. And the kennels are set up in a flood zone. And when I'm saying kennels, I mean like huge, like, dog run kennels for the foster buns. And so I just wish it would stop raining and thunderstorming for them. I might set up something so that they can get up off the ground out of the flood zone and into a shelter outside so that we don't have to keep taking them back and forth when it rains. But I also don't want them to freak out during a thunderstorm. Because I hate, it makes me sad that any animal has to be outside during a thunderstorm. I get sad when our chickens have to be outside during storms. The Bean Babe just made a snoring sound. I don't know how, maybe 3 hours? I think 3 hours is what I'm normally streaming for on Sundays. My next stream, I don't know when my next stream will be. tea break. That was the last of the tea. Let me switch drinks here. Bring my water up closer. Let me... Okay. That way it's not loud. I don't know when I'll get to stream next. I think weekly I'm going to stream on Sundays, definitely Sundays at 1. You can catch me for a weekly update. And then throughout the week, streaming randomly, just chit-chatting. Some of the goal markers that Twitch has set up, I gotta cross my legs the other way. Shaking the camera again. Some of the goal markers Twitch has set up is like stream 25 days out of 30, which seems like a lot. I feel like you guys would get tired of me. I also feel like I'd run out of things to talk about at some point in time. Probably not. I feel like I could talk forever. Snips. I can also knit forever, so if I ever don't know what to talk about, I can always talk about what I am knitting. So there's that. I also don't know if, like, streaming more would get more viewers. If Twitch, like... So I know Etsy will, like, reward you for getting... Oh, pardon me. I drank the last of that tea. And now it just wants to sit in my throat. Anyway, I know, like, Etsy rewards you for, like, updating more often. I don't know if Twitch is the same way. And by, like, rewards, I mean, like, they, like, push your content to, like, the top of the page. So, like, if you search, like, frogs on Etsy, you normally can find me pretty easily. So, I don't know. My nose is itchy again. Oh my gosh, so many issues. So, I don't know if Twitch is the same way. I also don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything. Algorithms are hard. I haven't figured out Instagrams either. I know Instagram, like, rewards reels and, stories, posting on your story. But I never make reels, and I never post on my story. So there's that. We're no ditches again. Oh no. Oh no. It's tea break time, but it's water. So yeah. I'll have to figure out the algorithms and what works better. I also don't know what times works better. I don't want to interrupt 3 Marie. She streams 8 to 11 in the morning. So maybe I pick up where she leaves off and catch some of hers. So I start streaming like 10:30ish. Catch the end of hers. During the weekend or weekdays. I don't know what's flying out there. Probably more stuff to make my nose itch. But I know there's a whole bunch of other, like, knitting and crocheting streamers, and I don't want to, like, interrupt any of their streams. I don't know. I don't know what times work best. I know I've pretty much got this time carved out. So, Sunday at 1. Yeah, that's as far as we've gotten. And my parents come home tomorrow, so I don't know when the next time I can stream is. Instagram is probably the best way to check if I'm streaming. I normally post like an hour before I'm streaming. This morning I posted a couple hours before I was streaming, just to see if there was more people that want to come join me. Time zones are also weird. I know I have a lot of followers on Instagram, at least, from out of country, and so time zones are awful. I think the fly disturbed my kitty cat. So yeah, we'll try out some different times maybe. I don't know if I'll do any mornings. I don't know. I'm like the most night morning person. I don't sleep very well and I have awful sleeping schedules. So like I'm up at like 5 o'clock. But I'm not normally moving and going. Like I'm awake and moving and going, but I don't want to wake any of the animals or other people up at 5 o'clock. So I don't normally get up and moving until 8. Which is when everyone else starts to wake up. But by then I feel like the day's half over already. And I normally try and take a nap around noonish. Sundays obviously I'm not. Because I'm chatting to you guys. I also could do really late nights. I don't normally go to bed till like midnight or 1. But I don't want to wake the rest of the household up. So there's that. He sat there and dog. Which way do I need to turn? There he is. He's flopped over. He sat there and dog and then did a flop. I'm still thinking about times. I really don't know. My yarn is such a mess. I need to recake everything. That's not going to happen for another couple weeks. So right now I just have to deal with the mess, even though it bugs me. Where did I throw that pink? I didn't mean to throw that pink one in there, because this is the start of the next week. Buzz means I haven't gotten up and moved enough this last hour. We've taken 4 steps this hour, guys. Which is probably a lie. It probably only counts the knitting. So it's whatever. Tea break. Tea break that's actually water. It's important to drink any kind of liquid. Your body is made up of all the liquid. Mostly liquid. I'm really bad about reminding myself to drink enough. So this is this is how much. I'm not sponsored by them, guys. Don't ignore the label. There we go. That's how much water I have, but that's from like last night into today. I've had a cup of coffee and an energy drink and my cup of tea. We're not doing great on the liquids today. We're also not doing so great on the foods today. I had udon noodles? I think I had udon noodles for lunch. And a couple crackers. But that's all I've eaten today. Should probably eat more at some point. Should probably eat something more nutritious at some point. Because even though my udon had a whole bunch of like veggies, which were super yummy, it probably wasn't very nutritious. It was a frozen meal. Which are getting better. But they're still very salty. Which I've never had issues with my sodium levels. But like, I know my parents do. So I need to watch that. And they have issues with cholesterol, and so does my sister. But I really don't eat enough like fat or like red meat. I really don't eat red meat at all. And so I really have never had issues with cholesterol. And I don't drink sugar. And so my blood sugar is normally pretty low. I really don't eat candy either. Occasionally I'll have a sweet tooth and I'll like just snack on candy for like maybe a couple days. And it's normally something like gumdrops or like Skittles or something. But that's pretty much it. I like fruit. I love berries. Oh my gosh, I've been eating so many berries recently that like I was ending up with blisters on my tongue and gums because I was just eating so many acidic foods like berries, raspberries, clementines. Yeah, I was just eating so many acidic foods. I was ending up with blisters. Where I gain the most weight is my carbs. I'm really bad about eating carbs. I love noodles. Noodles are my favorite. And if I do eat breakfast, it's normally like a piece of toast. Sometimes it's oatmeal. I don't actually like oatmeal though. I just know it's good for me, so I eat it occasionally. Because I don't eat pre-packaged oatmeal. I only eat old-fashioned oats. Yeah. So it's not very flavorful. But putting blueberries in it is yummy. And I have one of those mini waffle makers, but I never really use it. And when I say mini waffle makers, it's like a little waffle maker. I used to use it all the time. And maybe I will again. But like, I make everything from scratch. I hate using prepackaged foods. I say that, and then I told you I was eating like udon noodles from the frozen section earlier, but like my baked goods are all from scratch. Like I make biscuits from scratch if I'm gonna eat biscuits. I make bread from scratch often. Um, Cookies from scratch, brownies from scratch. Um, yeah, a lot of my baked goods are from scratch. And I just never have the energy to make pancake batter from scratch to make waffles. And it's because I prefer sugar substitutes over sugar. I don't know when that started. Yeah, I just, like, I use, stevia. I use stevia instead of real sugar for most things. And I don't drink soda. I drink Gatorade sometimes, but I drink zero sugar Gatorade. So yeah, my sugar is always super low. My chair is so squeaky today. I'm trying to think of what else I can chat about. I don't know if it's gonna rain. I keep saying it's gonna rain today. And we keep getting these really weird afternoon showers where it's really bright out and it's still sunny, but it's raining. And so I don't know. I would have loved to put the bun rabbits out today, but not if it's gonna rain. I don't want moldy bun rabbits. Because bunny rabbits will mold. Like, you can blow dry a bunny rabbit, but, like, I know my bunny rabbit doesn't like being blow dried. I don't know about the foster bunnies. My bunny rabbit does like to be vacuumed though, which is very weird. I'll be vacuuming his cage and I'll like be taking the hose to like the banisters to clean out along the wall. And he sits there and like he sniffs at it and then he'll stick his whiskers up into the like hose and I'm like, what are you doing? He's a Hong Kong bird brain. Tea break, that's actually water. That fly won't leave me alone. He's on my desk taunting me. Oh, my crow's out. My spider also caught something. I have a really large, I don't know what kind of spider it is, but he lives in my window on the outside. She. So in case you didn't know, most spiders that spin webs are female. So if you have a spider in a web, it's most likely a female. It's like 90% of them are female. Like a male will only spin a web to catch food, but females that stay in one place and spin webs, or spiders that stay in one place to spin webs, are female. And so she keeps catching food, and she just caught something super large. She caught a bumblebee the other day. What did I do? Oh, that's fine. But it is a fairly large spider. Like, fairly large. On the outside of my window. And I leave it there because I don't have a screen there to open the window, first of all. And we have chickens. We have flies. And the dogs are pretty good about eating the flies. The chickens are pretty good about eating the fly larvae. But we still have a lot of flies. It's just something that's very inevitable when you have chickens. Or livestock of any sort. Because you're going to end up with flies. Unfortunately. And so I leave it there because it's very effective at catching things. The motorcycle passed by again. I don't enjoy the house the motorcycle keeps going up to. They're not great neighbors. Like, been to prison, not great neighbors. Flatten out the bee face. Flatten out the bee face. Okay. Sometimes it takes just a little brute force. Just a little. Just a little brute force. Okay. Beep. Well, guys, we might have time to start another project after this. I was not expecting that. And I use guys as like a gender neutral term, so please no one get offended. It's gender neutral when it comes from me. I also clip my nails, and so occasionally I get stuffing stuck in my nails now. I need to repaint them. They look awful. Oops. Oh no, we're fine. Okay. I thought I missed. My cat's snoring, in case you hear that. And she's like underneath the desk. Sorry, I stop talking when I get close to finishing a project every single time. Never fails. I get hyper focused. Like, we're almost done with this little bee. I just gotta do his little wings. I feel like the wings take just so long, but they're so cute. But almost done with the bee body. Almost done. If I can get this one stitched, there we go. Remove the marker. Maybe. If it wants to come out. This is the marker I'm using. Look if it wants to turn the right way. He's a little fishy. Male. Put the bee down. Little fish. I can't remember what the dessert's called, but it's based off of the Japanese fish dessert. It uses like pancake batter, and they're normally filled with red bean paste. The charms are from Charmed and Dangerous. They make super cute charms, and they have options. I like the lobster claw, because the fingers want to work. obstacle. It just makes it easier. I can either slip it over or hook it into the fabric. Oh, the nose itches again. I have so many issues today. Like the fly that won't leave my water alone. This is probably all I'm gonna get done for the craft fair today. Like I said, I got more frogs I've got to work on. My nose itches. Oh no. If we just press down and hold for long enough, it'll go away. I'm gonna tell you guys about this audiobook. This is the second time I'm listening to the audiobook. Okay. It's called, There Be Dragons, or Here Be Dragons. Here There Be Dragons, there we go. The title finally scrolled through. It's the first book in the Chronicles of the Imaginarium Geographica. And I've listened to the whole Chronicles a couple times. It is such a good series. If you like The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, Peter Pan, what other books are in there? The Odyssey, any Greek tragedy, the King Arthur series, any of the King Arthur myths, it's all in there. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So the basics of this book is there's this whole other world that's connected to our world where all the maps of like these other worlds, the story worlds, are real. And there's a war going on. This takes place during World War I, World War II. And there's a war going on in this other world. And they're fighting both wars to try and keep it balanced. Because, like, there's this one person trying to take over both worlds. And what happens in one world is reflected in the other. And the authors of these books, like The Hobbit, so the fly's back. Tea break. So The Hobbit, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The authors of these books are guardians of the Imaginarium Geographica, and they are fighting on both fronts to keep the world balanced. And it takes place across like 4 or 5 books, I can't remember. And it's such a good series. So each book kind of like features around one myth or legend. The first book features around the King Arthur myth. Yeah, I would say the King Arthur myth. Though the third book also kind of features that. So like the first book kind of just like takes place, happens, and then the second book heavily features like Peter Pan and like and Jamie who wrote it and like all that sort of stuff. And the third book takes place in the past. And the fourth book Um, I'm halfway listening to the fourth book right now. The fourth book. Takes place in the future, having already corrected the past, changing it. It's King Arthur takes place. There's Greek myths. It's really cool, and the way they mix it all in. It's so cool, and there's so many authors. Who else is in? The author of War of the Worlds is in there. Dickens is in there. Mary Shelley is in there. Edgar Allan Poe is in there. It's so cool. Such a good series. I seriously highly recommend it. Oh, speaking of series, last time I told you guys about the book I bought at Renaissance Fair, the audiobook. So I started listening to it in chapter 3, guys. And like I'm an author myself, so I support small authors. That's why I bought this book in the first place. Because I would love to be in their footsteps one day. But man, is it slow. It is so hard to listen to. Because like I said, I listen to mostly audiobooks. It's really hard to knit and like read at the same time. I can do it with my Kindle sometimes, but anyway, I'm listening to this audiobook. It's so slow. It's not bad. Like, the plotline is not bad. And it's really diverse. Like, the characters are so diverse. I absolutely love that. And it takes place just after Twin Towers accident. It's not an accident. Collapse. But the author heavily describes absolutely everything. And I struggle with this as an author myself. But, like, you have to leave some stuff up to imagination, like the reader. And the author does not do that. Absolutely every single detail is described. Like, down to, like, the wood type of, like, the fireplace that's never going to be mentioned again. And so it's really hard to listen to. Oh, I lost water. Towards like hour 2, 3, my throat just starts hurting. But so it's just really hard to listen to because it's so slow and you get lost in the little details. I'm gonna continue listening to it. I'm gonna finish the book. But I'm probably not gonna get the second or third book. I don't think it was meant for an adult audience. I think it was meant for children. Oh, my dogs are freaking out. I don't know if that means my package got delivered or something else. I hope I don't get robbed on stream, guys. I'm the only one home. Give me a second. I'm listening real quick. The little one's freaking out, but as long as the two larger ones, the Beagle and the German Shepherd, don't start freaking out, we're good. Okay, he stopped. I think it was just the male lady. But anyway, it's so absolutely slow and hard to listen to. So I'm gonna finish listening to the first one, but I probably won't get the second one or third one. But I think it's meant for like elementary, maybe not elementary, middle, high school. It's so heavily detailed. And it's very, like, I'm on chapter 3, and nothing's really happened. Like nothing has happened. And normally by chapter 3, you have wanted to, like, grab your audience and started the real story. And the real story has not happened yet. Like, so, like, it's not a bad book. I don't think it was meant for me. And that one was called Hidden City. So you guys can give it a listen to, read if you'd like. But yeah, just a heads up, it is very slow, very heavily detailed. The little one's still freaking out. Now the Imaginary Geographica, Here There Be Dragons, is not like that. It is meant for viewers, for listeners, for readers, to have their own imagination, to fill in the gaps, and to bring, because most people know the story of Peter Pan. Most people know the basics of The Hobbit, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the basics of the King Arthur mythology, the basics of Perseus, and the three oh, my teeth got caught on my lipstick. The three fates from Greek mythology. Most people know the basics of those myths, so, like, it does not take any time to explain those. Like, it just goes straight into it. And it even goes into, like, the Christian, like, if you're of the Christian faith, it even goes into some of the stories in there. Like, it talks about the flooding of the earth and stuff like that. Atlantis, it talks about Atlantis. It's just such a cool, like, series. I really love it. Even, like, Alice in Wonderland is in there. And The Clockworks. And in, like, the fourth book has, like, Pinocchio. And I'm like, where did Pinocchio come in? But yeah, it's just a really cool series. And I really recommend it to anyone who likes those kind of series, like the series that brings in other series. Heads up, if you do read or listen to that series, you do need to know some basics of the King Arthur myth, or legends. Like, you need to know, like, the classic legends. Like, rather than the Lady of the Lake, you need to know, like, the names of, like, Merlin and Mordred. Mordred is in it, which is not in, like, the newer King Arthur myths. That's an older name. Mordred, you need to know, like, there's, like, two different storytellings, like the Lady of the Lake, and then there's also the storytelling of the, Sword and the Stone. So you need to know both tellings of that. The family, so there is, like, a whole, like, family lineage you need to follow, but, like, if you don't remember it, it's okay. Because there is a lot of books, and there's, like, it's a large cast of characters that are in these books. Like, the first book in the first 10 minutes of listening to it, it introduces you to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it introduces you to 8 characters in the first 10 minutes. And the first chapter, it introduces 15-ish. So, like, it's a very large cast of characters. You don't have to remember them all. They reintroduce them all the time. There's like a basic set that you have to remember throughout all 4 or 5. There might even be 6 books, honestly. Books, but like the basic is all you have to remember. And like they're kind of sad because like of course there's a war going on. But it's not like super sad. Tea break. Like the first book, I'll give you the spoiler, the first book kills off one of my favorite characters. And it's a reoccurring theme that he got killed off throughout the entire rest of the series. So it's very upsetting. But I really don't think any other character gets killed off. The third book, one kinda does, but it's time travel-y nonsense, so... Another really good series is Strange Practice. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. It's like Dr. Monsters and Heaven versus Hell versus another universe, which is really fun. My nose itches. My nose always itches. And like, it's just, that series is really good. That's one of my comfort series. I have a couple series that like I just play constantly, almost in the background, just to have noise. Pardon me. I get, like, when I drink something, sometimes I get stuck in my throat. And I gotta swallow a couple more times. But there's that series, and that's a trilogy. The first book is your basic introduction. They're taking down a cult, which is fun. And yeah. You don't get to meet mini monsters during that one. Second book, you meet a lot of monsters. The second book the first book takes place in London. The second book takes place in Paris. Yeah, the second book takes place in Paris, and then the third book takes place somewhere else in France, but I can't remember where exactly. Mostly, actually, the third book takes place in hell, but there's that. Some of it takes place in America, too, which is fun. Out of the 3, I think my favorite is actually the third book. But I used the first book because I've listened to it so many times. as like that comfort reading. Like I put it on if I'm having trouble with the silence at night, I'll put it on. I have a couple books and podcasts like that where I've just listened to it so many times that I don't actually have to listen to it. It's more of something to distract from the silence so my brain shuts up. Because I have, if you don't know me, I have issues with sleeping. I was explaining that earlier, where like I wake up at like 5, but I don't go to bed until like midnight or 1. I've always had issues with sleeping since I was a little kid. My parents would often wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning for my dad to go to work, and I would be in the living room stacking books or something. So yeah, I've never slept well. They're convinced I slept well as a baby, and somewhere along the way, I just stopped sleeping well. So what happens is I'll get a thought in my head, and unless I do the thought, or go check on something, or distract myself with something, the thought does not go away. So, like, if the thought is, hey, this is a cool idea, you should knit this thing, the thought does not go away, and I can't go back to sleep until I've knit the thing. Or, hey, something's in the backyard, you gotta go check on the chickens, but it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I gotta go check on the chickens. Or I'm gonna be up for another 3 hours trying to go back to sleep. Sometimes it's just sitting there, laying there in the dark, and I don't know why I can't sleep, but I can't. So I put on the background noises. Sometimes that helps fall asleep, sometimes it doesn't, but background noise just helps quiet the noise in the brain. So Strange Practice is one that I use. Wild Magic is another one. That's a book from my childhood. Let's see, Sandry's story, or Sandry's book. I think it's called Sandry's book, actually. Which is actually about spinning, like spinning on a drop spindle. I use that one sometimes, especially if I'm feeling very uninspired with my spinning. Welcome to Night Vale. It's a horror podcast. It's like a horror comedy podcast that I use sometimes. The Magnus Archives is another podcast I use as background noise sometimes, which is a true horror podcast, and it's really good. Archive 81, but only the 3rd season. The first 2 seasons are okay, but I really like the 3rd season. What else? Limetown, but Limetown, I don't like the first episode. I don't like the first season, because I think it's broken up in 2 seasons. I don't like the first season when she's going around, recording everyone. I like the 2nd season when the assassin is recording things. So there's that. Let's see. Sip tea breaks. What else do we listen to for comfort? I have a whole, section on my audiobooks devoted to comfort listening. The Imaginary and Geographica series is one of them. Oh, my tummy made grumbly noises. I should eat something. Let's see. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. What else do we listen to? Hello. Welcome. We're just chatting about books. I don't know how long you've been here. We're just chatting. I'm trying to think of more comfort podcasts and books that I listen to. I'm actually working on A Little Pride Bee. You can't see. The purple is getting lost, but this is a by Pride Bee. Thank you. We're working on the wings, finishing up the wings right now. And then we'll add the blush. Unfortunately, you've come towards the end. You got about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to end this, because I got to go check on the dogs and stuff like that. But 1 o'clock on Sundays, I'm sorry, 1 o'clock on Sundays, I'll stream. That's the only thing I've got going right now. 1 o'clock on Sundays to 4 o'clock on Sundays. And then, my Instagram is where you'll find me most of the time. I'm going to try and stream more throughout. No, 1 to 4. Because it's 3:33 my time right now. I'm going to try to find time throughout the week to stream. But I don't know when yet, so, on my Instagram is where you'll find, I'll post, when I'm streaming, an hour before I start streaming, that way anyone can come and join me. Was that you? I got buzzy buzzes. Oh, my sister sent me a pair. I got a million buzzy buzzes. I gotta go check those in a little bit. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday. Wednesday sounds good. I think Wednesday 1. Thank you. Yeah, I think maybe Wednesday I'll try streaming again. I might try and get another stream in before then, but I'm not 100% sure what my schedule looks like this week. This is my full-time job, by the way, but I share the household with 4 other people. So, they're my parents and sister, but schedules sometimes conflict. So, I just gotta find better times to stream. I do ship internationally. I have an Etsy. My Etsy is also under Salem Does Yarn. It's actually going to get closed by Wednesday, I'm thinking, because I've got a craft fair coming up, which is where the bees will be going. But, I should be updating the Etsy next month sometime with, anything left over from the craft fair. Thank you, and no problem. I can, the whole currency thing is so over my head. I understand dollars, it changes back and forth, and shipping internationally is ridiculous. I think the bees will be available maybe next month or the month after. It depends on how well they sell at the art walk if I have any extra. Maybe if his little wings will go on. I'm listening to Celtic Punk right now. I sewed on the wings that just oh, thank you. They're actually thank you. They're actually from Pear Eyewear. Yeah, so I've got the give me a moment. I got a fly bugging me. So I actually got a couple different ones. These ones have little fishies on them. Yeah. I'm like super blind, but glasses are really expensive. And so I convinced my parents and sister to buy these for me for my birthday. And I enjoy them. I got the Pride ones on. Yeah. And I like being able to change them out. So are you a crafter? Do you knit or crochet? Or spin or weave or anything like that? Oh, you just started knitting. That's awesome. What are you working on? Let me get Google Translate up. Let's see if I can find a picture. Like something like that, like cross stitch. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I gotta start music back up. So I'm always afraid of copyright, so I stop my music when I pull my phone close to the camera. So that's awesome. I'm hoping to eventually publish some patterns. Just a little bit. His wings are a little crooked, but it's okay. And this is what we knit up earlier. It's a chickadee. So I have a little bit of time left, so let's start a blue chickadee. Thank you. It's okay. So, Twitch, I just figured out how to do this. So Twitch actually saves the video, if you ever want to go back and watch it later. And like I said, I live stream on Sundays. And I also have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to upload things onto. It's a little rocky right now. But my YouTube channel is also Salem Does Yarn. And I'm trying to get TikTok going, but, like, I'm not very trendy, so, like, TikTok's interesting. Well, thank you. I'm gonna start another chickadee while I'm sitting here. Yeah, TikToks are just so weird. So, like, my frogs, I sell, like, everywhere. And, like, people make videos of my frogs when they get them. And, like, they get more views than me making them. So I don't know how TikTok works. I don't know how Instagram works either. It's not sad. It's okay. I'm happy people are happy. We gotta do another tea break. It's not tea, it's water, but... Oh, thank you. So, tea breaks, because you didn't catch the first part of this video. So tea breaks. Every time I say tea break, you're supposed to take... Every time I say tea break, you're supposed to take some sip of some sort of liquid. It doesn't matter what kind of liquid, just take a sip so you stay hydrated. So we can hydrate together. Good job. And also, if you hear me say honk honk bird brain, it's because I'm working on not trying to call myself stupid or say something is stupid. I used to have geeks. So instead of saying something stupid or I'm stupid, I say I'm a honk honk bird brain. Because that means my brain stopped working. I'm a goose brain for a moment. Because we're working on self-care. I got someone to commission art pieces as Hong Kong bird brain with a goose on it, so. Yes, we work on self-care here. We work on it together. Let's see. So I knit blankets sometimes. See if I can pull one up that I knit. My glasses are falling off again. Okay. So this is my blanket. Oh, I shook the camera. And you can't tell in the picture, but that goes across my entire living room. It is 8 feet across. That is my favorite that I've done. But, oh, pardon me. It is so cozy. I'm actually working on another one with using small squares. Pardon me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Using small squares to make a blanket. But I haven't worked on it in a while, so I don't have any new pictures of that. I can, let's see. Oh, I got a 6-foot lizard. He's scratching at the window to come in. Anyway, it's it's called, I found it on Ravelry. And I think it was called the Hurricane Blanket, Hurricane Shawl. And I just kept knitting and knitting and knitting until it was big enough. I don't think I even saved it. No, I did not. Oh, the Vortex Shawl. So, yeah, okay. So it's called the Vortex Shawl on Ravelry by, yeah, we're just gonna zoom in on this name because that's not going to work. Yeah, Vortex Shawl. And so I took the shawl pattern, I just kept knitting and knitting and knitting and just adding new balls, and that's how it ended up so big and colorful. I've done a couple of them, but I've done them smaller. Yeah. The big one took for absolutely ever. I think it took like 3 months to finish, working on and off. And then earlier, this is my new little favorite guy of my stuffed animals that I make. And this changes all the time. I love stuffed animals. I made a little octopus. He's so cute. I love the colors. This is such a great yarn. This is from Knit Picks. I don't know if you guys can get them over in Turkey. But Knit Picks is one of my favorite to use. Thank you. Knit Picks is one of my favorite to use for the frogs. And so that's what's mostly up in my shop is the Knit Picks yarns for the frogs. Where am I even at? I'm still at 2. Okay. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I really want to do for... Oh, I crochet as well. I don't do stuffed animals very often. You call her sausage. That's amazing. I don't crochet stuffed animals as often because I crochet at such a tight gauge that it hurts my wrist to crochet stuffed animals. That's why I knit them. It's also gotten very dark in here. We're partially cloudy, rainstormy, so yeah. So I knit stuffed animals instead. And there's not very many good knitting stuffed animal patterns out there, so I make a lot of my own. Use a stitch marker. Thank you. I plan on releasing some pattern, or at least one pattern next month, hopefully. Maybe. If I can get the energy to do it. Get the time to do it. Right now I'm working on craft fair prep for the July Arts Walk, so yes, we need more people to make stuffed animals. It makes the world a happier place. It really does. I promise you. And I was wearing a flower crown. You missed the flower crown. I love flower crowns. I'm always wearing a flower crown. But I have a fly in my room that keeps attacking me. So I had to take off the flower crown because it liked the flower crown too much. And the background there, I have a bunny rabbit. You probably can't see it. Well, you can see his face a little bit. He's right there. I also don't like wasting paper, so I make tally marks on my wrist. Because I make a lot of stuffed animals, and they're all small, and I don't want to waste a ton of paper making tally marks on paper, so I just tally mark on my skin. It's easy to wash off. Yeah, it's so much easier just to tally on your skin. Ooh, I got a blur across the frame rate for a second. We're doing great here. It's all good. All good. I call everyone guys, so guys is my gender neutral. Like, I'll be like, guys, this is what I'm doing now. So, that's my gender neutral. She, her is perfectly okay, gender neutral. If that is how you guys do it in Turkish, it's all good. Here at Salem Does Yarn, we are non-judgmental about anything. Yeah. I found Twitch is pretty, at least the knitting part of Twitch is pretty nice. I've met quite a few people off here. 3 Marie is also super nice if you ever get a chance to check out one of her streams. She's actually the person who encouraged me to start streaming. And so, like, they're very nice. I go and hang out with her all the time. Yeah, the knitting, the crafting side of Twitch is very, very nice. Let me see if I can tag her. I don't know if that'll work. Hold on. Oops. Let's see, where did her name go? There we go. And chat it. She's gonna get a note. She's at a craft fair right now, so she's gonna get a notification about that, but whatever. Yeah, you should go check her out. She's also super nice. She streams super early our time. I don't know what it would be your time. I don't know what your time is currently. Because it's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon my time. Oh, you are late. Okay, maybe you can catch her streams, because she streams early in our time. She streams at like 8 o'clock our time, so that'd be 4. Oops. 4, 5, 6. I'm doing that wrong. No, I'm doing that right. Okay, you're like 7 hours ahead of me. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It'd be like 3 o'clock your time that she'd be streaming, I think. And she streams Monday through Friday, normally. Awesome. Yeah, she's the one who encouraged me. She's a crocheter. Pardon me. Oh, what are you having surgery on? Ooh, that's no fun. Are you gonna keep it and put it in a jar? I know some people keep them and put them in jars. Yeah, gallbladder issues are no fun at all. Well, I don't know when your surgery is, but I hope you have a very quick and healthy recovery from your surgery. And you'll get plenty of crafting done if you're not all loopy. Oh no, that does not sound pleasant at all. I hope the surgery goes well. I hope you have it soon so that you feel much better. Oh, how long has this been going on? Oh no. Oh, what big holiday is coming up? Give me a second. All of this is in a language I can't speak. Gotcha. Okay. That's cool. Other cultures are so interesting. I enjoy learning about them. It is okay. It's going for a good cause. It's okay if it's not vegan friendly, if it's going for a good cause and to feed people. Because people still need to eat. It doesn't matter what kind of food they're eating as long as they're eating something nutritious. Oh, that's awesome. See, I I only eat a little meat, and it's only because it's what's cooked in the household, and so I don't want to waste it. And so I don't. In America, like, just so much food and so much of the animal is gone to waste. I just don't enjoy the fact that it goes to waste. That is what I don't enjoy how factory. Yeah. Like leather, I used to be totally against leather until I learned that more of the animal was going to waste because everyone was going against leather. So I'm okay with the leather industry now because it means that even though animals are still being butchered, at least they're being butchered and used for both the meat and the leather. It's just, the whole practice is just awful. I just don't, and I raise chickens, but I raise chickens for their eggs. And I have duckies, and it just makes me very sad to know, like, the chickens don't get a great life. That most of them only live a couple months just to be slaughtered and killed, and they're living in awful, like, small, tight shelters. Um, and that most of them don't get to see grass or daylight. I just don't enjoy. Yeah, like, I would feel so much better. Yeah, I would feel so much better with any sort of industry if they were just more ethical about, like, how they treated their animals, and, like, even, like, non meat, like, non animal industries, like clothing industries, rice, quinoa is becoming popular, and it's all just, it's very unethical how they're treating their people. It's just, industries make me upset. I'm a business major, I have a degree business management. It's just, I had to study all that stuff, and it's just very upsetting knowing how the world works and how it is run on the backs of people that couldn't afford the products that they're making every day. Yeah, the world is very corrupt. I have to focus on my portion of the world. My part of the world, I can, that's self-care. My part of the world is focused on self-care, sip, tea break. We are focused on the ethical raising of my animals. My Beanie Babe, the rabbit I have back there, is actually for yarn. I brush him and spin him into yarn. And yeah, so, like, my part of the world is focused on trying to help. And knitting helps with the anxiety. Thank you. I wonder if he'll let me pick him up. I'm past the 3-hour mark, so I'm gonna stop knitting for a moment. Come here. is a big boy. He is a French Angora. His name is Vanilla Bean. He is my baby bun rabbit. He's mad at me. He doesn't like being held. I've held him since he was a baby, but like, some bunny rabbits just don't like being held. So yeah. Yes, I love him. I love him so much. He has a respiratory issue. You can sit here for just one more minute, babe. He has respiratory issues. He takes medicine often for it. Where are you going? Yeah. So I can't I foster bunnies, but I can't have any more bunnies in the house. So I have a couple foster bunnies for the summer, but he is my only Angora. This is, yeah, fiber from him. But he's my babes. He's a good bunny. He's spoiled rotten, I promise. He only gets like 10 treats a day. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out and chatting. I'm covered in bunny fur right now. I'm gonna go take care of my lizard. Yes, he does. He is good, Bun. Say bye to the people, Bun. You got fur everywhere. We're gonna hop. Yes. Bye. Thank you guys for hanging.